Hello, and welcome to Radio Free Endor, episode 107. My name is Jamie, and with me is my son, Chris. Chris is not here. The reason we've just started a bit late, because Chris has just spilt a drink over his laptop. So he's basically trying to, I don't know, try and dry it out. And it's an expensive laptop. It's one of those Apple MacBooks. So he's going to see if he can maybe plug in his iPhone with the link that I sent him, and then use his earphones and speak to us that way. He came on for a brief second, and then it went off. I was like, "Oh no, something's happened," and that's why he just called me on the phone, because he was just explaining to me that he was having some technical difficulties. I myself have had technical difficulties. The TV behind me, blue. Yeah, about 2 minutes ago, it went poof. It's not working anymore. And the reason we are late doing these episodes is that been pretty damn busy. Basically, I've been doing a loft conversion, and I've been putting so that's why this room looks a lot. Is in it. There's a lot of messy. But welcome to Radio Free Endor. And we've got some people already looking. Raw Farmby, how are you doing? So he's online. Here we go. They're live. Yes, we're here. Yeah, that's me, Jamie. Yay. Hello, Raw Farmby. How you doing? So it's just me at the moment. Chris said to give him about 20 minutes to see if he can dry his laptop. Now, we will be talking about two Bad Batch episodes. So they will be, if I remember rightly, let me just have a quick look. They will be Extraction and Infiltration, or is it the opposite way around? Perhaps it's the opposite way around. Extraction and Infiltration, then Extraction. Yes, episode 6 and episode 7. Now, I know they're a bit, we're really behind, but we really do want to just go through these like two episodes. But like I say, we've been pretty busy. Now, just before we go over to that, I just want to have a quick look at yep. Rough on by, yep. I get it. Yep, all the way around. Yeah. I don't know. Do you want to come on, Raw Farm Boy? If you got a mic, do you want to come on? Let me know. I'll send you a link. And basically, I've been looking around the internet. There is loads of news which Chris wants to cover with me. Now, there was one thing that kept popped up. I don't know what you've been seeing. This chat GPT or whatever it is. Well, some people have been doing like Star Wars in like the 1950s. So there was one that was added, and it's bonkers. Let's have a quick look at it, shall we? Right. So this is Star Wars 1950s Panavision, which is really strange. Let's just have a quick look at this. So let's get it off that.
In a galaxy far, far away, where the forces of light and darkness clash amidst the stars, a timeless saga unfolds. Behold the epic struggle between the noble Jedi Knights, guardians of peace and justice, and the sinister Sith Lords, masters of the dark side. Meet Luke Skywalker, a young farm boy destined for greatness. Princess Leia, a fearless leader of the Rebel Alliance.
Isn't that weird?
Han Solo, the charming rogue with a hairy sidekick. And Darth Vader, the Dark Lord of the Sith. From the desolate sands of Tatooine to the bustling streets of Coruscant, from the frozen wastelands of Hoth to the lush forests of Endor, their adventures span the galaxy. But as the Rebel Alliance fights to free the galaxy from tyranny, they must face the might of the Empire and its fearsome army of stormtroopers. Yet, amidst the turmoil, hope flickers like a distant star, as alliances are forged, friendships tested, and the fate of the galaxy hangs in the balance. Get ready for a journey beyond imagination, where heroes rise, villains fall, and destinies are forged among the stars. Star Wars, a saga of epic proportions that will captivate audiences for generations to come. May the Force be with you.
What?
Peggy.
What is that about? What is that about? it's like it's just amazing what comes from chat. And there's this new program as well where they do realistic videos. Raw Farm Boy, yes. I'm up because I've got a couple of screens up. If you can go onto Facebook and message me, Jamie Burns, on Messenger, and then I'll be able to send you a quick link because I cannot seem to get you on with Twitter. Let me just bear with me, folks. Let's just see if I can find him. There we go. Raw Farm. I wish Raw Farm Boy. Oh, there we are. Raw Farm Boy. There we go. Okay, there we go. See if this works. Right, I've just sent you a message, a Raw Farm Boy on Twitter. Let's see. Let's hope if that's okay. Let me know if you can get in on that. Hopefully that'll work and get you on, and then you substitute Raw Farm Boy for my son Chris, who's having troubles with a laptop. If you just joined us, I want to say hello to the people that are now viewing us. We're on, of course, we're on Twitter, Facebook, and on so it's X, isn't it? Twitter, Facebook, and on YouTube. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, YouTube. Let's have a look. Anybody else joining us? Copy, gonna go look. Right, yep. Yeah, he's got the link. So yeah, so with this Bad Batch now, I know I think one of the last episode that's just played is I think Juggernaut. So we're a bit behind. Sorry, I've not watched any of them. So because I didn't want it to affect what I've just watched, as in episode 6 and episode 7. So the Bad Territory, the Harbinger, Identity Crisis, Points of No Return, Juggernaut, not seen. So I don't know. But we have got some news as well. Now, one of them was the Outlaw. Is it Star Wars Outlaw game? Let's have a look at that. So I'll just quickly have a look at that. Bring it up. Star Wars Outlaws. Now, the trailer, I think it's like a second trailer. It came up 6 days ago. That was it. So we'll have a quick look at that, shall we? Here we are. Let's add that.
Represents some of the most powerful criminal organizations in the galaxy. Pikes, Crimson Dawn, Hutts. It's a golden age for the underworld. The Empire controls every corner of the galaxy, but they're distracted by a rebellion that won't quit. It's an opportunity to make millions.
Okay, Vess, the underworld's favorite new scoundrel. We meet at last.
What do you want?
Zarek Besh. They're new, rich, and lethal. You crossed their boss Sliro, and now he wants you gone. Rob his fortune and buy your freedom.
This job, it's a death wish. I'm in.
Out here, you live and die by your reputation. You want to survive? Know the players.
You're new to this world.
What's your problem?
Come back when you're not.
Jabba, right? Look, don't try anything. I got a whole crew surrounding the... Okay, we're skipping that part. For about as long as I can remember, it's just been me and Nix. Doing what we have to survive. This job is my one shot at freedom. But if we're gonna pull this off, we need the right crew. And the right ship. Yes! Hang on.
I hire you because you are one of the best hunters in the Outer Rim.
She's more connected than you let on, Sliro. Bess is mixed up in something bigger. The Outer Rim is a dangerous place. Everyone is fighting for their piece of the galaxy. But all I want is to live free. So I'm gonna risk it all. Hold on, Nick!
Star Wars Outlaws pre-order available now.
Wow. That looked really, really good. Now, I've heard some stuff online that's saying that they've made the main character a little bit more like male-ish. I can't say it. The actress that plays her does look a little bit more feminine, but I thought that game looked brilliant. If it's anything like oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, sorry, Raw Fanboy. He's just sent a message. Yeah, that I've actually sent it on X. Yeah, so if you go to your X, you'll see it in your message, your direct messages. I thought I sent it to the right thing, but I didn't. But it should be in yours right now. Yeah, so this game looks really, really good. Now, I think on the PlayStation Network, because I've got it, I'll be getting it on PlayStation. I'll be getting a physical copy, I should say. But they're saying for the digital copy is like 116 quid for a digital gold edition, which I thought was a bit much, really. I think something's just dinged for me. Is bad, definitely. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, we've got a message off Chris. He says, "Sorry, my laptop is bad. Should definitely leave it to dry." Okay. Chris, if you're watching, maybe use that link. Go to your phone, right, and use that link, and that should also take you to the studio, and you'll be able to use your phone. Okay, but put your earphones in so you can hear it. Yeah, and that should work because I interviewed Liam, one of the Ghostbusters, for the Ghostbusters podcast, and it worked. It worked 100%. So do that if you're listening, Chris. Okay, right. So let me just put up some news because there is some news. Star Wars news. So let's go to Fantatracks. Where is it? Jedi News. We often go to Jedi News. Shout out to James Burns, my brother from another mother. There we go. Here we go. Boom. So here we go. Let's whip by that. So yeah, let's just hold on a second. Rescind previous measures. I got the link. Okay, yeah. Royal Fanboy's got the link, so hopefully he'll be on in a second. So yeah, just whipping back to some of these shots. I'm a sucker for the ships as well, and there's a really good shot of the ship. There it is. Look at that. That looks pretty damn cool. I'm just going to mute that because I don't want to get a copyright strike. But the actress that plays her is very, very much a bit more feminine looking. She's a bit more fatter in the face. And this bike just looks like it's just had wheels taken off it. I might be a picker. I don't know. It looks like she's running around Galaxy's Edge as well. But it looks good. I must admit, I'll be playing it. If it's anything like Jedi Survivor, I will be definitely on board with it. I don't mind what character I'm playing, but I think there's some space battles as well. Oh, we have finally got our guest, ladies and gentlemen, bringing on Raw Farmboy to help me out on this one. Here we go. Hello, Raw Farmboy. How you doing?
Hello, brother. Glad and happy to helping. Glad and happy to lend a helping hand, however I can.
Yeah. Chris has had a bit of a problem. As he reached across to alter the mic, he's knocked his drink over his laptop, so it went on and off. So he's got to leave it to dry. Hope it's not going to be a big enough problem. But I've asked him to at least try it with his phone. Maybe he may be able to do that.
Yes, sir. As soon as you started the stream and you imparted that bad news, I thought, oh no, Christopher.
I know. But it's one of those things. And my TV blew. My TV blew about five. And I was like, what's happening with this? I don't know if it's something that because I've been doing some wiring in the attic.
Yeah, usually you have the Radio Free Endor logo
Yeah,
streaming
yeah,
there.
it's buggered. I've got to get a new TV, but I'm a poor YouTuber.
No, not least. At
So
the
I'll have to
very
get a new.
least. No, sir.
Yeah. So if anybody on Facebook Marketplace has got a real nice 47-inch TV,
Oh my.
then they want to give up free, please get in contact. So I can put it on there. Right, Raw Farm. What do you reckon to this this Star Wars Outlaws game? Do you play games?
I have seen the trailer the day that it dropped. I had to wait to take a look after I got home from my work day.
Yeah.
The only game system that I have two, and they are very out of date.
Yeah.
I have a PlayStation 2 and I have a Nintendo 64, which are a couple decades old by now, nowadays standards. So the only way I'm very interested in Outlaws, I will not ever be able to play because it's not formatted for PlayStation 2. I want to say it's PlayStation 5 now? Is that what,
yes,
is that what folks
5.
are calling next generation?
Yes, it's
okay.
next generation game.
Make sure I got the lingo right. But I'm very interested in the story mode. So as with Battlefront 2, I want to say it was the 2019. Is that correct?
Yes.
Was the last Battlefront 2. And with Star Wars Squadrons, I have had to go on a hunt on maybe some deep dives on some YouTube channels to find the cutscenes because I'm interested I want to know what the story is.
Yes.
Whatever the story is about Kay Vess, I would love it if she would be my girlfriend.
I think a lot of people said that.
Yeah, she's a good looking girl. Yes, I'm very interested in this story because this is going to be right smack in the middle of the original trilogy as we're lent to understand. Right about the time of
it's in between Empire and Jedi, isn't it? Because there's a scene where she actually looks at the is it Han in the carbonite? I think it's
yes, sir. We were shown that.
Yes.
So this deals with some underworld stuff, which many folks and friends in our fandom have been clamoring for ever since. I think it was brought up on the past couple streams between you and Chris when I was in the chat about the long since canceled game 1313.
Oh man, that game is so good. That game looks so good.
Yeah, and it dealt with the underworld too, but we weren't ever really introduced to what that story was to be. But now we're going to get this. So what's this story? And it's a whole new different because the underworld is as big. How big is the galaxy? It's that big. The underworld can go for parsecs across the galaxy. What's all that?
Now, I do, I was expecting to see something from the original trilogy in this game. And with this shot, and you got Jabba in there. But I was thinking, why, it makes the galaxy seem small. Do you know what I mean? By always going back to the same planets or seeing the same people or the same locations, and I think it makes the galaxy look really, really small. I was hoping this game would be, it's the Outer Rim. So I thought, really out in the Outer Rim. But I don't know. I'll be, like I say, I've been really interested in playing it. I'm certainly not going to pay the price of the digital edition, which is if you want the digital edition gold on the PlayStation 5, it's like just over £100, which I'll be paying from.
I think I'd heard the same thing. 100 to 130, maybe in that neighborhood, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I've heard quite a few times on different audio when I weren't able to catch the live for Radio Free Endor. That not the first time that you brought that up, where some parts of stories may seem to make the galaxy feel a little bit smaller. I would encourage this, James, because I know we're both of the same generation. But for me, I don't see Star Wars the same way some in our generation do. To me, story drives everything. Go into the story and let it take you where it takes us. The storyteller feels that those parts fit in that part of the story. So maybe for a short spell, Kay might not be spending that long on Tatooine. We'll see what that is.
Yeah,
I know for a hot second she was standing on the trap door right there in front of Jabba. A lot of friends took notice of that. She's like,
"Oh yeah, they did." Yeah, and I don't know if it's because of this trailer, but it seems that everything looks so smooth, apart from when she's flying the ships. It really just goes. Buh, 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 buh. Ah, we've got Chris back. Right, let me just.
Is he back?
Chris is back. Right, so right. I'll like Chris too. Hi, Chris. How you doing?
There he is,
Good.
Christopher.
Hi there.
Are you sorted, sir?
No. I managed to update my iPad. But my MacBook that I was going to record it off, I spilled a drink over. About a minute before we were meant to start, and it started.
Oh my!
Not doing great stuff. So it's best to leave it to dry and don't try and cause any further damage.
Oh my
also
god!
Also looking very sharp with the mustache, sir.
I appreciate your comment. Now I've got my cat walking over.
Oh.
I appreciate your comment, but my partner and all my friends don't necessarily appreciate it.
I know your brother doesn't.
Well, maybe one day he'll be able to grow one of his own.
Well, then again, it's not his to wear; it's Christopher's.
Yeah, it always brings me to that mustache song that from 10,000 Ways to Die in the West. Every time you grow one, I always just want to sing that. A mustache, blah blah blah. Yeah, yeah. So, but Chris, so we were just discussing that Star Wars Outlaws trailer that popped on. Did you have a chance to see it as well?
No, actually. But I did watch the trailer that you played right then. So I have seen it. Yeah. I think it looks good. I'm excited. I can't remember the last time I played a excellent Ubisoft game, but they're always good.
Yeah. Isn't this the first? Is this the first game that's not done by like EA? Is it?
I believe so. Yes.
You know, with their new license. Yeah.
I want to say
yeah. I thought it was. Because you know, especially when we've been hearing about all the layoffs in the game industry, and especially pointing it with like Jedi Survivor, the sequel to Jedi Survivor, in a bit of doubt. But I hope they push forward with that. If they don't push forward with that in game wise, I hope they go for it either in animation or in a live action series. An animation would be great.
It will. It's been 10 years since the first game was released. A few days ago.
Yes, it has.
Bloody hell. And also, just to quickly saying about anniversaries, that they're going to be in England at the Cine World in Sheffield. They're playing episode 1. They're playing episode 1 on the big screen. And I think Matt, is it Farragut? Who did the artwork for the latest Return of the Jedi anniversary special. Is it Ferguson? I'll have to have a look. I can't remember his name. I know it's Matt.
I've heard it myself, and it's not ringing a bell, and it should.
Matt. No, it's not. Oh, I'm on the wrong. I'm on my wrong. It's on my Star Wars. Hold on, let me just whip over to my Star Wars Facebook page. Here we go. So it's
Matt Ferguson.
Matt Ferguson. God, you just beat me to it. Yeah, Matt Ferguson. So he is going to be doing the signing. If I can just find it on this, I can show you. Right. Let's see if I could just put that to the camera. So I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So he's going to be signing special posters of that on, I think, the 3rd of May. Hopefully we're going to go and get some tickets and go and see that, because it's been ages since I've seen episode 1 on the big screen. Especially, I remember the pod race thinking, wow, this is like a PS1 game. But now I can watch it and go, wow, this is like a PS5 game. So I'm quite looking forward to that. Let's just work that one off. There we go.
Yeah, I think it's I think it is limited release in the UK. I think it's also being released as well in the USA.
It is.
I think it would be really interesting to see on the big screen, because I obviously, being a youngling like myself, I've not really ever experienced any Star Wars films that are not 7, 8, 9 on a screen and Solo.
But none of the prequels. None of the prequels, Chris.
Well, technically, I think I saw episode 3, but I must have been under 10, I think. So, experience of it is shady.
Yeah, I know one thing that I can speak to, as not to be a spokesman for someone here in the States, that I'm not real happy with, that we are getting in, I want to say it's a very select number, 20, maybe 30 different cinemas, theaters are going to get the entire 9-film saga. Whereas, if I understand correctly, folks and friends in the UK ain't getting that. I don't think that's very fair. If we're getting, everybody should be getting, or nobody should be getting.
Well, I remember going to the local Odeon in Leicester and watching Star Wars Empire and Jedi all in one go. And I also remember going to see Star Wars Empire and Jedi, then episode 1 and episode 2, finishing with episode 3. I remember that going to see that. And to be fair, I think if they did play it, I'll probably do the same. And then after Return of the Jedi, go home. I don't think I can be asked to watch the Disney ones on the big screen. But the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy, not a problem. No problem. And talking about new stuff as well, Chris, Tales of the Empire dropped Star Wars dropped a trailer for Tales of the Empire. Have you seen that, Chris?
Yes, I
have. You seen it, RFB? You seen it as well?
Sir, I have indeed, numerous times.
I'm just going to add it to the stream because it is fair game to.
It is. I've seen many other friends in live streams play it, and nobody got cut. So I think you should be safe.
Cool. Right. Let me know if you can hear it. But hopefully you can hear it. Okay.
Why do you seek imperial favor?
Years ago, my people were all but destroyed. My anger gives me strength. It is that strength I offer the Empire.
Offer accepted.
I'm here to present you with an opportunity, Barris.
Just be glad you're not a Jedi anymore.
Your path is set, Morgan Elspeth. I will fulfill my destiny.
Mercy only breeds defeat. But I will help you overcome this weakness. Attack!
You said the Empire would help to change things.
Everything comes at a cost. My world has been burning since I was a child. You cannot stop what has begun.
Now you must face one final test. To join us. It is time you meet your new master. Long live the Empire!
Do you know what? That looks really, really good, and I love how they use the. Do you know the warning signal from the Star Destroyers? Like, woo! I like that. I just really like that. That is a banging trailer for an animation. And the other thing as well is, perhaps you'll be able to tell me this, Royal Fanboy. The Grand Inquisitor. Who does his voice in that? Is it the guy
Jason
that plays?
Isaac.
That's not Jason. Is that Jason Isaac doing the TV show?
Insofar as we know, yeah.
Yeah, because I was thinking, I wonder if they're going to sort of use the guy who played him in Obi-Wan. Because I was thinking, was that Jason Isaacs? So I didn't hear him.
Rupert Friend was the actor that portrayed him in live action.
Yeah, but he sounded more like him than Jason Isaac. But let's hope so. Bearing in mind, Jason Isaac should have played him in the live action, if you know what I mean. I think so. But I do like that Elsbeth. Is it Elsbeth?
Yeah. Elsbeth, yes, sir.
I thought she was a great character, especially in the Ahsoka series. How her story was expanded. She was so good in it, and I was really gutted. Spoilers, everyone, of what happened to her in the end. I was like, oh man, they got rid of her. But this series opens up a lot because Tales from the Jedi, I thought was brilliant, especially with the Count Dooku storyline. Really saw how he was a good guy that turned to a bad guy. So this is like another spin on that sort of thing with the Tales of the Empire on May the 4th as well. So what's it? Did it say 4 episodes? Was it or
6?
6
the
episodes.
The way I understand that this is going to be, it's going to be sort of in relation to what we were given with Tales of the Jedi, where there were 2 different storylines. One was Ahsoka, and one was Count Dooku.
Yeah.
With this will be Morgan Elsbeth will be 3 episodes in her story of the 6, and the other 3 we were finally shown. So many fans and friends have been clamoring for since the end of the Clone Wars series in 2020. What happened with Barriss Offee? And here she is.
Yes. Yeah.
Being invited by the 4th sister to join the Inquisitorius.
Yeah.
And does she see it through to the end? Because some of the other stories we've already been told, we've not seen her. So does she? We know what happens. The Inquisitors fight amongst each other. Vader pits them against one another as well as takes them on himself.
Yeah.
So this will be very interesting to see what becomes of Barriss Offee.
Yeah, that's
cool. I personally don't think Barriss Offee is going to make out the TV show. I think that it's very much going to be a scenario where she, obviously, because if you remember Clone Wars, the reason she bombed the temple was because that she believed that the Jedi had lost their way, and like there was a better way, and it'll be interesting if this better way she realizes is actually like, I get that I became a baddie, but like, do I actually want to be that? And obviously there's a fight with a Jedi, in the trailer? You know, would they leak? Would they put the very final scene of her story in that? You know, where she sacrifices herself for the Jedi, a bit like Dark Disciples, where you had Quinlan Voss and Asajj Ventress, but then Asajj Ventress survives using Night Sister magic. So if she can survive, Morgan Elsbeth, I wouldn't say is necessarily out for the count as well.
That's true. Now, Chris has just sent me something as well, which I didn't know was a thing. Do you want to explain it, Chris?
Yeah, of course. So Fortnite today released a trailer for their latest expansion event on the 4th of May the 4th. So do you want to play the quick trailer?
I will.
And I'll give you an explanation for it.
Ooh, good. This will be my first. I've not seen yet.
It's only a tease, but I can walk you through what's going to happen.
They go Fortnite Festival.
So, what's really interesting about it is, for the first time,
short and sweet.
if you go back to all the logos, I'll explain it to all the people who are not
Fortnite first one, then
necessarily inside the game. So, a few updates ago, Fortnite split into a multiple game mode system, where you had the original Battle Royale, that was like the 1 versus 100 other players. So there will be stuff in there for the event, the Battle Royale, yeah. You had the Lego Fortnite. So this is the newer game mode, where this is actually really interesting because, when this game mode came out, a lot of skins got their conversion into Lego straight away, but their main skins actually didn't. So without opening Fortnite and looking, people like Darth Vader, you know, he's not had his Lego skin put in there yet. Boba Fett, pretty much all the ones with capes. You know, they're supposed to be testing out capes, but so we should see the rest of the Star Wars Lego characters get put in. Yeah. But what we suspect this is more is pre-built Lego in Fortnite. So obviously it's a for-profit system, so we should expect to see that they have this system called pre-build. So you can basically build templated objects and stuff. So if you want something that looks like a castle, it's not like Minecraft where you can just build a castle block by block. You have to buy the castle blueprint. So we are expecting to probably see some Lego Star Wars blueprints.
Like the Falcon, and it'll just go build it.
Yeah, I don't know if you'll get the Falcon necessarily because it's a movable object. And vehicles just got added to Lego Fortnite, but I wouldn't say it's stable enough to put something that big in there. I actually do have a list of other things. This one's really interesting as well to go back to. So the festival game mode is the Guitar Hero-esque game mode of Fortnite.
Is it?
Yeah, if you didn't know, Harmonica, who made the Rock Band and Guitar Hero games, closed down and got bought by Epic Games, and now they've put that kind of resource and that kind of game mode into Fortnite. And the comment that I have here from one of the Fortnite prolific leakers says that Fortnite Festival are going to be adding John Williams' Cantina Band on May the 3rd. So you'll be able to play, say, the Cantina song in their like Guitar Hero game mode. We also know that there's going to be a new skin that's already confirmed. That's Rebel Leia Organa.
Yeah.
Supposedly an unconfirmed Chewbacca skin, and quite a few more things that haven't been released yet. But what's really interesting as well is about 3 months ago now. At the end of first quarter, Disney invested £1 billion into Epic Games.
Yeah.
2 quarters before that, Sony and Lego invested, I think, about £1 billion in. So that's why you have the Lego game mode, because the Lego company and Sony invested. Obviously, with Disney now investing, I would suspect that we will see over time these kind of game modes branch out further into other things. But I'll be really interested to see what gets released in the Lego system. It's not been announced what is going to be released, but if there's prefabs for things like, you know, like a Mos Espa or a Mos Eisley, you know, that's a simple thing that you can build in Lego. We have the Lego sets. We could build, you know, Star Wars desert Lego huts in their desert biome quite easily. And, you know, if they're 20 quid, 25 quid, it's a bit of a painful amount, but people will probably buy them. That would be my speculation on what they'll release in terms of the Lego game mode.
Right.
But yeah, that is, it's a bit animated, but you can see from it. So the festival mode had The Weeknd as the first celebrity, and they've recently just had Lady Gaga as the second. I believe the music pass does end closer to the same time period of the release, so maybe we'll see more Star Wars songs put into there, more potential music from people like John Williams. But
that's
no
strange
matter what,
that Fortnite was just like a battle royale thing, and now it's a Lego game, and now it's a Guitar Hero game. They are proper cashing in on this. What do you reckon, Raw? Raw Farboy?
I would say it's got to be about 6 or so, maybe more months ago, that we were kind of teased with that information that this was going to happen with not just with Fortnite and Star Wars, that it was indeed going to start branching out into. So maybe it's the start with Star Wars, and it could go into Marvel, and who knows what all else. It can become a galaxy of its own.
Yeah. I fully expect that within the next year there will be a dedicated Disney game mode in Fortnite. Will that be a Star Wars? Will it be a Marvel? Will it be a, you know, Disney Disney princess-esque ones? It's very interesting era in time. You know, personally, I think Fortnite is the closest game we are going to get to a Oasis-like metaverse. Whilst it's not VR or AR, it very much is that consensus that a lot of companies are willing to put their characters in it, from, you know, Peter Griffin, Star Wars, Marvel, even DC. What game do you know that has DC plus Marvel in, you know? But yeah, this is from the original Just Dance game, the Star Wars Just Dance game.
I'll just put it on because I was thinking I can just imagine something like this being on Fortnite eventually. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that's coming to Fortnite as well on May the 3rd.
That's pretty cool.
We do also have one more trailer that we haven't necessarily covered on the show because we've been away for a little bit of time, and that was the Acolyte trailer.
Do you know what? I didn't know if we covered it or not. Let me whack it on. Acolyte. There we go. Yeah, and I wasn't sure, so I'm glad you've just brought it up, Chris. Right, I'll play this. Here we go. Add to stream. There we go. Oh no, not that one. That one. Here we go. Let's play this.
Close your eyes. Your eyes can deceive you. We must not trust them. Tell me what comes into your mind.
Life. Balance. I see fire.
Someone is killing Jedi. It doesn't make sense.
What happened?
I sensed darkness.
This isn't about good or bad. This is about power and who is allowed to use it.
What is that?
Did they use the age-old technique of force run there, as seen in episode 1, right at the end there? You see, it looked like they did a force run. Let's just. Maybe not.
A force push.
Yeah, you were being blown back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I thought they all legged it forward.
Thinking back a year, because it's actually been a year since Star Wars Celebrations London.
I know.
Where
I can't believe it. A year.
Saw this trailer twice. It was pretty much the same until about the halfway point. Very much when, if you scroll forward, I'll tell you about when. A bit more. Yeah, that was in the original trailer. About just before the next credit bit. It was there. After that one. Yeah, after this bit here. Yeah, pretty much from here forward, it was a different cut, if I remember rightly. Obviously, it was about a year ago now, but yeah, this end scene, actually, I think this bit was in the trailer as well, but everything from here forward, was cut differently. We saw a different cut on the scene with the ice, where the Jedis are on the ice planet. And we saw something similar to that where they lit all their lightsabers, but it wasn't quite shown what they were facing. So they very much seem to be setting up a multi-planetary expedition, because the bit with all the lightsabers were lit up on like an ice planet, when this one's more like a rainforest planet. We know that we have a new Wookiee Jedi. We know we have so many really cool characters in it. I think it looks really good. I think that the High Republic has had some very critical eyes on it, but I think it is very much an era of Star Wars that, you know, has been well planned out all the way through. And would we expect Disney to just be like, you know, we planned out all of these books really well and all the events that go into them, and then just let a TV show writer just do whatever they want, you know?
Yeah.
Or did the TV show writer stick to the plan of how everything falls together with the books? I don't know. I've not actually read the books. But I hope
all I know, there's a rock in it. There's a big rock called Rock. Yeah. That's what good writing is. Now, from this trailer, I was blown away with this trailer. I thought it was really, really good. And I think, what's that? Carrie Ann Moss from The Matrix when I did not know she was in it. And when I saw her, I'm like, whoa. Now, I'll be gutted if she does not last like just like 1 or 2 episodes and then she gets blown off. I mean, I'll be gutted because I think she was should be perfect casting in a Star Wars film as a Jedi. You know what I mean? And when you just see her in, do a little bit of a Jedi magic, it just there, look. Oh,
Yeah,
that's the
that's
Matrix right there, isn't it? Oh yeah. Yeah. To me, that's the Matrix, you know what I mean? And she's such a good actress. They would miss a killing if for not to have her run all the way through this series and maybe into future episodes, because she is such a good character. Unless she's the acolyte. Ooh, who knows, eh? Who knows?
Oh, Jamie, I've heard lots of speculation as to, out of this just under 2 minutes trailer, just who the acolyte could be. I've heard so many different things, and I'm imploring folks that with your speculations, just please don't hold on to those thoughts too tightly, because you're going to let yourself down. Let the storyteller tell you what they got to tell you.
Take everything with a pinch of salt, everyone. Yeah, because it is just pure speculation, isn't it? When it comes to these trailers, but it's a great trailer
for sure. It's fun to speculate for sure. Just go about it very lightly, if that's a way to put it.
Let's just go back to that bit. I think that's such a cool
Yes,
shot.
her name is Master Indara.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do you know? I'd be interested to see who choreographed it all as well. You know what I mean? Because it looks very much martial arts. Do you know what I mean? Back to the old days. Now, there was a quick shot there of the Wookiee. There he is, played by the actor who plays Chewbacca. Who plays what's his name?
Tuatamo.
That's him. Thank you very much. And he's actually playing a Jedi Wookiee, if I remember rightly.
Yes, he's a loner, and his name is Kelnaka.
Really? Oh, good. Do you know, you're so good at keeping these names. I'll tell you, I always forget them. Me. I can't wait for this. I think it's going to be so good. Especially seeing. I wasn't too a fan of the books, but I think this really appeals to me. That model shot there looks a practical one. You know what I mean? The way it just slides across, like they've just filmed, like just chucked a model down. I thought it was really, really cool. Oof. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you go back just a second, after the model shot, as you say, wait. Pause. That bit there.
Oh.
Yeah, that is the planet we saw the lightsabers get ignited on.
All right, gotcha. Yeah,
and there were multiple, like 6, 7. Unless that was like recut and re-edited to now be on a rainforesty planet. We can expect that there's going to be like multiple of these like Jedi scenes throughout the series.
So, Christopher, are you saying that you recall seeing a number of lightsabers being ignited on a snowy ice planet? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That was the very final shot of the trailer that we saw. It's a little bit similar to what you get at the end here, like here, but it was much more like zoomed out, and it was not green. It was definitely blue, and obviously having a snowy biome in the trailer very much jogs my memory of it weren't that environment.
The only reason that I ask that is because over the past, I'll say years since Celebration, listening to the many different Star Wars podcasts that I have over just the year, folks that were in the room along with you and Stu, or at least Christopher, to be able to see that, kind of trying to recount what it exactly was they saw and giving in description through words. I've not heard anybody else bring that up, about seeing Jedi igniting lightsabers on a snowy, icy planet until Christopher had mentioned that. That sounded very interesting to me.
Yeah, maybe it is a spoiler, but I don't really think so. It was more.
Not that I know of, because I do actively follow spoilers, and none of the ones that I've kept up to this point have mentioned anything that you mentioned. That's what caught my ear. When I get into listening, I get very tuned into what I'm listening to. So when you brought that up, I thought that's a light bulb to me.
Yeah, like the very final shot was something like that. And basically, you saw the trailer. The reason I saw the trailer twice was because I was very lucky to get tickets to the opening ceremony, and then I went to the High Republic
panel,
and then they showed it again. I think they showed the trailer 2 times at the High Republic panel, so technically I saw it 3 times. But all the bits at the start were very, very similar. You know, will we see a trailer for the Skeleton Crew on May the 4th? I don't think so. But,
No,
you know,
I would think not.
We saw that trailer
I've heard some not so very good news where it concerns Skeleton Crew, which is slated to be, we can be hopeful on this, later to this year around the holiday season. But some of the things that I've heard, and it's been out and about a little bit, that I think I'm safe to be able to say this, that Lucasfilm's not exactly happy with what was finished with Skeleton Crew. So yeah, there's the possibility that we might not get to see it, but with it still being so far out yet, because we're now just sitting in the middle of April, and it was slated, like I said, maybe after Halloween, in between Halloween and Christmas holiday. That's a span of what, 3 months or so?
Yeah.
So all I can say is be hopeful that we get that they can work some whatever behind the scenes magic that they're working on and bring it to a point that they're happy with. Because if they're not happy with it, they're not going to share it with us. They have to be happy with it first.
I thought that the Skeleton Crew was going to come out before the Acolyte. I thought that was the way they were going to do Skeleton Crew, then the Acolyte.
No, this one has always been slated. Acolyte has always been slated for summer-ish, and then originally, yes, we were supposed to be given Skeleton Crew at the last half of last year, until the writer's strike came along for months and screwed everything up. So they decided to push it into this year, and then it got pushed even further to where it's sitting right now. All I can encourage is keep hopeful thoughts that Skeleton Crew turns up to be something that Lucasfilm's happy with, because if they're happy with it, then they'll be glad to share it with us.
Yeah, I do see them tying it into the Mandalorian more.
Oh yeah,
than
that's
TV
definitely
shows.
set in the Mando verse. It's going to cross over with Mando and Ahsoka, to maybe a small degree, the Book of Boba Fett. Yeah, all that stuff, it all interlaces.
Because
one big story.
The main one of the characters that was seen in the trailer for Skeleton Crew was the pirate Vars from The Mandalorian. Bane, yeah. So obviously there will be some crossover there. I think speculation wise, it's always really cool to think about these things. Star Wars Celebration Japan is about a year away now. So, you know, will we expect to see any new TV show announcements before then? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure we'll ride out on what we've got on pretty much the Acolyte, Star Wars, the Bad Batch finishing up, Tales of the Empire, Skeleton Crew maybe. But we will get no film releases or anything else along the way.
Yeah, right. I'm just looking here. So on Fantatracks, Empire
Mhm.
magazine have done this exclusive with a picture of the acolyte set to 100 years before. Oh, so fans of the High Republic set to 100 years before the acolyte. There'll be a familiar face. Rebecca Henderson is playing Vernestra.
Nestor Row.
Row, a
Yeah.
High Republic character who, in the books, is a young Jedi Knight who passed the trials at 15 and soon finds herself facing the threat of the marauding
Nile.
Nile in the Acolyte. The green-skinned Merlin
Hold
is
on,
now.
Jamie. Follow me on this one. Miri
Yeah.
Allen. She's a
What's
Miri
that?
Allen. The same race that Barriss Offee is, as well as her master, Luminara Unduli. She's a Miri Allen.
Miri Allen.
Yep.
Miri Allen. Thank you. And is now 116 years old and a fully fledged Jedi Master based in the temple on Coruscant. Right. So fans of the books, there she
Neat
is.
little bit of trivia. Here's a neat little bit of behind the scenes trivia.
Mhm.
You said the actress that plays her is Rebecca Henderson.
Yes.
Here's a did you know that
It's
Rebecca
Leslie
Henderson?
Helen's wife.
Yes.
Who's?
Yeah.
Director and story creator of The Acolyte. Yes, Rebecca is her wife.
When did you find out about this character, Royal Fanboy?
Oh, that would be. I know Christopher had spoke to this just a little piece back about the High Republic, and not. Did I hear you correctly that you were kind of trying to keep up with, but not having a bit of a hard time with keeping up with High Republic, or are you deeper in it than I?
I don't read it, but I watch all the videos that come out about it, and so
All
I was
right,
explaining reviews.
we're about the same. I tried The Light of the Jedi. What was it, 2 years ago when it came out? I tried the audiobook, and for whatever reason, I tried a couple times, and it's one of the very few Star Wars things that just didn't stick to me. It weren't that I didn't like it, or there's not anything Star Wars that I hate. It's just a couple things. This was one of a couple that, for whatever reason, it just didn't. I don't know why it didn't stick. Maybe it was too many characters at one time, and two, the story was, I don't know what it was, but for whatever reason. So the first thing that I remember hearing and listening to folks keeping up with. That's how I kept with High Republic, was listening to folks talking with their reviews about all the different stories through the different phases and the comics, those things. That's how I got to learn who Vernestra Rowe was. But now that it's going to take the story up to, like Jamie had mentioned, 100 years before the Phantom Menace. So it's going to be the very tail end of the High Republic. And then now it's got my interest, because for a while, for me, I was kind of Jedi'd out. But now we've got this, and we know we've known for a while. A lot of folks have spoken to Coyote Mundy's line that the Sith haven't been seen for over a millennium. Well, we know that they've been along the whole time. They've just not shown themselves. Now we're going to start to maybe see little hints of exactly what they're up to without being able to see them. They're still working on things through other folks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And what's really interesting about I forgot the character's name. Vernestra. Yeah, she was actually announced that she was going to be in the TV show at Star Wars Celebrations at the High Republic.
They were both, Leslie and Rebecca were both on stage. I remember watching the stream.
Yes, I didn't know what was streamed and what was not, but yeah, they announced it there, and then they showed pictures of her to the audience. I don't know if you saw them or not.
Yep.
And then they showed the trailer 2 times after that, and then the panel ended. But I think it's going to be a really exciting TV show. And yeah, we'll be getting our first episodes sooner rather than later.
We get the first 2.
Here's one for you then. Whatever happened to this game? Right?
Which game?
This one.
Okay.
Nothing has been announced more than it is being worked on.
Yeah, it's
This
still
was like
in the
2
long
years ago.
Yeah.
So this is one of them things where studios like to get ahead of themselves and release that they're working on a game before they've even finished writing the game.
Ah, right. So who's making this one then, Chris? Do you know?
I can't remember without seeing the.
I know there was some. I know at the outset of it, that couple years ago, as Jamie mentioned, there was some drama from inside the studio. From, I want to say it was the fella that was either the CEO / owner, who folks had got a hold of some very truthful information that this fella was not a good fella. He did not treat his employees very fairly at all, which caused, and I think it's still running around in different social media spots, a hashtag to be created called, the name of this game was Eclipse. And folks were not happy because of this CEO, that they wanted to black this game out. So they ran the hashtag around called Blackout Star Wars Eclipse. And I think since then, them past couple of years, this fella's been ousted from that. So the folks that are behind the scenes working on this now have good intentions of making a good game, which is what's making it take so long.
Do you know what? They've just missed the eclipse that's just happened. Wouldn't it be good if they released it on the same day as the actual eclipse?
Hadn't thought of that. That's good, Jamie. That's good.
Yeah, I know. Well, they've got, was it 2019 now? So yeah, there's a start from there. So hopefully they'll get their house in order and get it out, because it looks really, really good.
Yeah, it's like Christopher said, it's a work in progress right now. That's all we know.
It was Quantum Order that was
That's
the
it.
game studio, behind it.
Hmm.
And it was David Cage.
Yes, that's the fella that caused the ruckus in the early days. That, as we understand now, he's not involved in any way, shape, or form. There's other folks that have taken his place.
I've never actually played a game by Quantum. You probably have, Dad. Things like Heavy Rain. Was one of them.
Yes, I did. Oh, a long time ago. Heavy Rain, long time ago, and it was very, very good. But it was like, what am I doing? I just didn't know what I was doing half of the time. Because if I remember rightly, you had to use your PlayStation nunchucks. I've got them somewhere. Nunchuck. You could play it with the little nunchucks, with the balls on the end for the VR.
Yeah. I think when it comes to Star Wars games, like I said earlier, we'll have some surprises along the way. Things like Fortnite, things like Star Wars Outlaw, something that we never thought we would probably get, a non-EA studio tackling like a AAA budget. And that is really exciting. I think that I would like to see a proper Star Wars Battlefront 3 as well. Because, we don't have time to chat about it now, but the Star Wars Battlefront remasters did not go down well in the community. As well. That was not great. So
yeah, are they rushing to fix that?
Well, supposedly. There's a lot of appetite for good Star Wars games, and we have seen them with people like Fallen Order, but that doesn't mean even that studio has not had layoffs and problems and leads leaving. So what does it mean for the future? We don't know, but excited, no matter what.
Yeah, it is. Right then. Right, that's enough of the news. Let's because we've been on for about an hour. I just want to quickly go over these because that's what we're here for. The 2 Bad Batch episodes in the Bad Batch report. Right. So we'll cover episodes Infiltration, episode 6 and 7 as one big episode because basically they showed them on the same day, right after each other, and it is virtually a big episode. It's an hour episode. So it starts with Infiltration and ends with
Extraction.
That's it, Extraction. Now, I thought this episode was really, really good. It focuses on Chris there. It focuses on Captain Rex and his crew, based in their what? Oh, this is what got me. Do you know if you're in a secret base, why would you put it on the top of the tallest hill?
Do you recognize where that base is, Jamie? Because we've been there before a couple times. Yes, we have.
It's
no
half from the original Clone Wars film, and it was where Jabba the Hutt's baby was being stored.
Oh my god! Do you know I was only thinking about that game today?
It's the same monastery that Anakin and Ahsoka and the 501st Legion went to find Rada the Hutt. Yeah. And then we saw it again in Ahsoka in the World Between Worlds flashbacks, the very first battle scene when Ahsoka was 14 years old with Anakin. Yeah, they were again on Teth. This is what's left of that monastery.
Right. The is it Bulma Order Monastery on Teth.
Yep.
Right, here's a bit of a good little trivia here. That Clone Wars film was the first Star Wars film I took Chris to see when he was a very little nipper. Yeah, all them years ago. Yeah, and do you know the only thing that got on my wick about that film at the beginning is it didn't have the 20th Century Fox intro. You know what I mean? It just went into straight into the. I think you heard like chatter like of comms systems being broken down or something as it went in, which I did find it was very cool, but it was so weird. It was the first ever Star Wars film at the cinema that didn't have the 20th Century Fox logo for it because my brain automatically thinks that is a part of the Star Wars soundtrack. I don't know why. Yeah, but I took Chris to see that when he was very much a little baby. That was your first Star Wars film, Chris. Yeah. And I've got it on Blu-ray downstairs. It's very cool. Yeah, so that's a fantastic piece. My brain just did not click on that. But that is a good bit of trivia on that. In fact, there is another character that pops up, and when I watched it, I was thinking, why is that clone trooper got Ahsoka's armor on? You know, with the wolf thing. And because it's got Ahsoka's sort of armor. Is it Wolf? Was the guard called Wolf?
Commander Wolf, yes.
Wolf, yeah. What episodes did we see him? Because I was like, I've seen that the Clone Wars episodes. I was thinking, hold on, I don't know where we are. In fact, Nicholas was watching it. He went, "Well, which episode is he from, Dad? Have I got to watch the episode where he?" I went, "Oh, just start from the beginning, son, and just go through them." Yeah, because it keeps going back to all these original characters.
So Wolf was part of. I want to say it was making Windows.
Who his Jedi General was?
Yeah,
is that where you go? Plo Koon.
It was Plo Koon. Yeah. I was like, is it Yoda or is it Mace Windu or Plo Koon? It was Plo Koon, obviously. Yeah. And then the last time we saw a Wolf in canon was in Rebels with Commander Cody, Rex, and Commander Wolf on the rescued. I forgot the word.
Yeah,
AP, the all-terrain tank things from
and which was a proper knockoff.
It was not Commander Cody. In a helpful way to correct, it was Clone Commando Gregor.
Gregor, yeah,
that was it.
Gregor, yeah. And somewhere between that and this, sorry, from this and to that episode, he loses his mind a little bit because he's very much, isn't he? A bit like Wrecker, actually, the way he talks in that series. But if you can, the thing that episode stuck out for me was it was a proper knockoff to Jaws. They even had like the Star Wars version of the Jaws theme in it. Kevin kind of did a fantastic job scoring that episode, and it felt like a Jaws episode, even with sticking the barrels on the creature for it to come back up, so they bring it back up to the surface.
Oh, the Jupa! Whenever they were trying to feed Zeb to the Jupa.
yeah. They stuck barrels on it to bring it back up to the surface. I was like, hey man, this is Jaws. This is just Jaws. It was great. I love that.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So basically, it starts off where Rex has got the two senators meeting together. Now, those two are from a previous episode, haven't they? So they are the separatist senator. Was it Ava Singh and what's the other guy's name?
Ryo Chushi.
That's it. Yeah, there it is. I'm just reading it as it is on Wikipedia. Yeah. Now those two were like fighting against each other in the Clone Wars episodes, wasn't there? And now obviously they're getting together.
Rio was on the Republic. She stood up for the Republic side in the Senate, and Avi Singh was on the Separatist side. But now the war's over, so neither of those sides. The Republic doesn't exist anymore. Neither does the Confederacy of Independent Systems. All of it's gone. So now they're doing it to try to become allies with one another against the Empire.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, just a quick one. Manic Miner Burns has just messaged me because I've been looking at the private chat but not the main comments. So sorry, Nicholas. It's my youngest son. He's on, and he says, Fortnite is getting a new collab with Star Wars on all three games, which we covered. It's a shame what happened with the remasters, which is what you said, Chris, about the battle. I can't think. My brain's gone to mash. It says also, this one for you. Have you guys discussed about the Mando and Grogu film? No, we didn't. But then he also said, I'm sad that the leaked Way of the Mandalorian game got cancelled as well. I did not know about that one. But hasn't the Mando and the Grogu film got a release date? I think it's...
It does. It sits right now. It's not an official release from Lucasfilm. Very good and highly reliable source, which Yuns 2 are familiar with because he's over across the pond with Yuns 2, is Hudson Bulletin. Has some information that this right now, as it sits, the Mandalorian and Grogu film will be May 26th of 2026.
Ah, right.
Need a Lucasfilm to confirm that.
Ah, that's pretty cool. There you go, Nicholas. There's your answer for that. Thank you, Royal Fanboy.
welcome.
Right. So yeah, let's get back on this episode. So there's these the Infiltrator, you could say, is this a clone trooper, a specialized clone trooper? What?
Yeah, what we are introduced to as a CX or operative.
A CX1
the armor.
Yeah. And he's there to kill him. And he gets caught and he gets his tracker. The clones get his tracker and they break the coding on or whatever it was. And it also brings up that there's somebody else on his hit list, which is, of course, who is it?
Omega.
Yes.
Well, so remember, this is a second CX operative because the first one shoot a cyanide pill straight away. So Rex
Oh,
Well,
right,
then
yeah.
had
he
them.
tries to. Gregor, or not
Yeah.
Gregor, it is Captain Hauser shows up on a speeder bike and stuns the crap out of him.
Yeah, he goes, "Boom, boom, boom."
And,
Yeah.
they capture him and take him back to back to the monastery, and then word gets back to the Empire that CX trooper was taken out of the game, but he's still alive. So they activate another CX trooper.
Yeah.
There's consequent attention because when he was first activated, Commander Scorch goes in to impart his orders, and he says, "Why have I been activated?" A lot of folks and friends have taken notice to that and are kind of putting speculations on who exactly this CX trooper is. I don't have any ideas, but I've heard some pretty wild theories about
You know, I was going to say, because I've not seen the latest episodes, which when I came online, first of all, Chris, I've not seen any other episodes apart from these two because I didn't want them to sort of spoil what I was going to say in these episodes. So no, I've got a theory, you know what I mean? Because if you don't see a character die, they're not really dead. Could be a reprogrammed.
I don't know if I would agree with that, Jamie. We never
I
saw
would not
Owen
agree.
and Brew die, but yet they're dead, and they have been.
I would not agree that.
Time.
No.
Yeah, I would not. I would put it more on being Cody than Tech.
I've not the first time I've heard that.
You know, because
Could
last
be.
time we saw Cody, he was like, "Don't like what the Empire is doing," and then we've not seen him again.
Yeah.
I've heard that.
But you know what I think was, what I thought was really good in this episode. I think it stands out the most for me is that Rex had removed his pauldrons on his uniform, and I think that is quite significant to say that he is no longer a commander; he is just one of his brothers. And obviously, when we meet Wolf, Wolf still has his pauldron on, because he's in the Empire. But that was the first detail that I thought was really great.
Well spotted on that one, Chris. I didn't.
You didn't even notice that?
No,
many others have noticed what Chris has noticed too. I've heard those opinions, because that pauldron, it means nothing anymore. He's a rebel.
Is that thing he has here?
Yeah, it goes over his shoulder, and the smaller part wraps around the other. Yeah, that's his pauldron. It shows his status and his rank, which he doesn't. They only acknowledge him as a captain out of loyalty to him. In military terms, like I said, the Republic's gone, so him as Captain Rex in the Republic doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, he hasn't got it on that. He hasn't got it on that figure. Yeah. Stay there, Captain. Yeah. Well spotted there.
And then the second thing is that Wolf and obviously every other clone believes that Rex is dead, and I think that's quite interesting because not that the clones no longer have opinions after Order 66, but they have obviously been told that XYZ is gone, and they are brainwashed obviously to believe that the Empire is doing the right thing, even with rebels. And I think that scene when we get that confrontation right at the end is very important to show why the clones can't continue in the Empire, because I wouldn't necessarily, it's the love to their brothers, but that loyalty I do think gets over the inhibitor ships, if that makes sense.
It does.
They find it harder to to comply. And I think we will definitely see that going into like the final episodes of the season, and how much the inhibitor chips do truly have effects. Like, does Scorch have one? You know, these CX troopers, we know their inhibitor chips got turned up to, 20. And we know they try to manipulate Crosshair's inhibitor chip. Something that was brought up in this episode was when the captured CX trooper said to Crosshair, I can't remember what he said, but he said like, like brother or something. Like he was part of that conditioning. So I think it's really interesting what they're doing about these, not just the inhibitor chips, but actually how far the controlling mechanism goes in. And actually, what we see is especially with like Commander Wolf, these clones still have personalities. They're just, more wired, like PTSD to react in certain ways to certain scenarios, like, killing Jedis or everything like that. But they still necessarily know right versus wrong.
I think with that, I think a lot of the clone troopers that managed to get that inhibitor out of them feel a lot of remorse for what they did to the Jedi. You know what I mean? And that they think they've got a lot to make up for. And in the end of the day, seeing Rex is this legendary clone trooper commander. Just like, you would hold a status of a Jedi commander, he was high up there. So seeing Rex is like, hey, hold on, Rex is alive. I mean, we've been totally lied to. So just seeing Rex could change people's minds. Like at the end of the episode of Extraction, when he sees when Wolf catches up to him, you know what I mean? And he gives him this, tells him to lower his weapons, because Rex at the end of the day is a man of honor. He is a man of honor. And he believes he's fighting, because he's not just trying to take out the clones, he's trying to help them. He doesn't, and if you notice, it's stun all the way through. If I remember rightly.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. So he doesn't want to take out his brothers. They don't know. They just don't know. They need that, the Empire's done such a good job for them. Plus, the clones that are being kept at the moment is they're all being experimented on. Even Crosshairs, the amount of times he went into that machine and they dialed it up trying to get him, and luckily for us, and he does say in the episode, he's defective and it didn't take, and that's why he wasn't able to fully take on the mental, because he was going to be another CX trooper, wasn't he? But he couldn't be conditioned. So that was interesting.
And why couldn't he be conditioned?
Well, do you know what? I like the episode that him and Omega had this relationship of brother sister. I mean, proper embrace. Because every now and then he going, stay with me. You know what I mean? Move now, stay down. He was constant. Where in the previous episodes, before he came back into the group, it was always that was Hunter's job, like a father figure, elder brother. But that's now shifted to Crosshairs, which I like the. Crosshairs. I was like, season 2. I was like, God damn it, right? But in this, I think he's great, and he's willing to fight and die for him.
I think it comes from, my opinion of it is their short time that when Omega spent to visit him while he was locked up in his cell on Tantus, and she had it straight in her mind that we're getting out of here. I'm getting you out of here. We are going together, where first Crosshair wasn't buying it. And by the time that when we saw that they were out into the jungles of Tantus, and she was kind of feeling a little bit dejected, and he said, no, we're here right now because of you. And then he helped with that. So those two, with that escape, and then what they went through on the planet that they crashed on, where she used her games and gambling knowledge and everything that they got through to this point. Yeah, they've kind of bonded together as just like Jamie said, as a brother and a sister.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
because
did like it.
Experiences.
Yeah.
Now, what did we reckon to the second CX trooper that was because when I liked it when Crosshairs says to he finds out they've got the original one, and he goes, what's he doing here? You know what I mean? Have you checked him? Because, oh yeah, don't worry, he's not tracked. And he goes, he's got a tracker that you can't track. You know what I mean? And he was really serious, like, God, we're gonna, too late. That's it. They got us. You know what I mean? He really understood that there was a way of tracking this guy that their systems couldn't pick up, which I did like. Now, this guy that was introduced, can I just say, loved his ship. His Arrowhead ship. I just loved it. I thought the way it moved in and landed was like straight out of episode 1 or episode 2, with Queen Amidala's ship. The way it zoomed in and landed. Loved it.
Hadn't thought of that. Good eye.
It was just so sleek. I was thinking, oh, please, I would like a Lego model.
Yeah, I thought more of the original Jedi fighters.
Oh, the Delta 7.
Yeah.
The Delta 7s, hadn't thought of that either. Now, Jamie did say you've not seen past episode 6 and 7 yet, correct?
Yes, right. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so not to spoil anything, but if you love that ship, you're going to get to see a little bit more later coming up in future episodes, is all I'll say. So there's that.
I just thought when I first saw it, do you know how at the back it had like a bit like this sticking out the back? Yeah. And I was thinking, I wonder if that clicks into a bigger ship. I don't know why. It just made me think, because what purpose? Because I often look at ships and think, why is that there? Is there a purpose for it? Like a blaster comes out of it or nothing? But it looks like it could...
That's the exit.
That's the boarding ramp. Yeah, that's the boarding ramp.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Right down below between the engines in the rear. Yeah, that's the boarding ramp.
Yeah. Oh, because I was looking at it and thinking, hey, what's happening with that? Loved it. Loved the design. And this guy, man, he is versatile, isn't he?
Very.
And he can survive an awful lot. He just goes in, and the way he moves really fast. It reminded me of those like a bit like an old horror movie kind of thing, where where you see someone and the shadow moves by and somebody goes, what was that? Know what I mean? And he actually got into that canteen area without anybody noticing, and then he got his and he literally could have took out people right there and then. I wonder why he didn't take out Amiga right there and then. You know what I mean, because he spotted her and he was
they
like,
need her alive.
Yeah, his orders were to take her alive. So right there, that was the infiltration title of the episode.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Because then he gets back out, doesn't he, to send the coordinates? Yeah.
The interesting thing is, trying to speculate how augmented these soldiers are, because increasing their inhibitor chips to 20 wouldn't be enough to give each one of these clones super mobility or awareness of the environment to pull such infiltrations off.
I would urge maybe to think a little bit. We're into when we were first introduced to the Bad Batch. This would be 3 seasons or 2.5 years ago. In Galaxy time, we are now sitting at, I want to say, 18 years before the Battle of Yavin. So this is 2 years past the Clone Wars. I would think by now, with what Tantus and what Hemlock has been doing in all of his different experiments with the whole the advanced science division of the Empire, as new as it is, it's gone far beyond. Inhibitor chips aren't even, I think right now, like Crosshair told us in season 1 that he had his chip taken out a long time ago. So right now, with what Hemlock has been doing with clones, with the science division creating the CX, these operatives, I think they're going directly into mind manipulation. It's far beyond inhibitor chips now. Even Crosshair did say in Infiltration that the Empire tried to make him one of them. And he literally, by mind alone, fought it off. Hemlock said the same thing. He was completely resistant to it. Crosshair was having none of it.
Yeah.
And then through that fight on Waterfall, the CX had told Crosshair, you had a chance. You had a choice to be one of us. And Crosshair was having none of it.
Yeah.
So I think it's mind manipulation is what Hemlock, of the many different things. He's got a huge stove with many different kettles and pots, all different projects of sorts. From what's going on with the Emperor to what's going on with operatives to what is going to be, here's a little teaser, the Dark Trooper program, Death Trooper program. There's a lot going on in Tannis, and we only know like maybe one or two things right now.
Yeah.
Because there's multiple mountains.
Oh yeah.
One of them has the Zillow Beast in.
Yeah.
You know,
if it's not in base, I noticed just the other day that Star Wars Meg had taken notice. She said she sat down and rewatched everything up to, was it episode 12 right now? She rewatched everything. And in one of the previous shots, she noticed that when you see on Wayland, there's Mount Tantus that we know, but there are other mountains in the background that have
bases in.
Yes, they have the same kind of layout with the same cutouts and the same landing docks and landing bays. Could one of those be housing the Zillow Beast? And what other science things are the Empire doing there? Not just the one mountain that we're familiar with. There's more things they're doing on Wayland than just Mount Tantus.
Yeah.
What's all that? We don't know yet, but that's, talk about things that make you go, that could be one of many.
Well, I think the most interesting thing that comes out of this is there will not be answers to all of our questions.
Well, no, we never. We're always left with more questions than answers.
Where did Tantus come from? Was it a Clone Wars era thing?
And some of that's going to get touched on in episodes you two have yet to see. Just little things, nothing big. So some of
will we understand where things like the Zillow Beast come from? We don't know yet. As in, like, not where they come from, what happens to them. It's not been in the episode.
Exactly.
Hopefully, it all interweaves back into each other as we come to the finale of the TV show. I do not know where my dad has gone, and he's back.
He's
there.
Right
We go.
Hello, my PC just closed down. Just
as it is always said, no one is ever really gone. So he was never really gone.
Well,
yeah, that is.
At least you didn't spill a drink on it.
Well, yeah.
Literally, I thought I'd get a drink to stay hydrated.
I've just got a warning thing come up on the page saying, "Warning: Chrome didn't shut down correctly." Yeah, no hell. Yeah, I realised that it just did it itself. Yeah, that's all right then. So, where did we get to?
We was just
speculation on Tantus. Just speculations on Tantus.
And I think one of the most interesting things is, will we get the backstory of Hemlock completely? how did he how did he get to where he is now?
We did get a little teeny bit of that at the start of the season. He was doing this kind of sort of research for the Republic, and quite a many eyes, I want to say it was also in relation to the Senate, had taken notice of what Hemlock was working on, and he was looked very down upon for the things he was doing. So he was ousted from science projects in the science division of the Republic, which is where the Empire had picked him up. Palpatine took notice of what he was doing and put him into the Imperial Science Division to head up what he's doing right now. The Republic didn't like it, but Palpatine does. So here he is.
Yeah, agreed. So basically, with extraction, that the team decided to leave the base by going down the middle in the base of the tunnel to get out, and they get aboard this this little shuttle, weird little thing, which gets shot down.
We've seen
Have
that
we?
little, yes, it's called a leech ship. Now, I want to say that was quite a few, no, that was last season when we saw Echo and Captain Hauser, when Captain Hauser was rescued from, I want to say was it a Gazanti class or an Arquentins class cruiser that Echo brought this ship alongside when they put this Imperial ship down with ion cannon bursts, and then that little ship detached and attached itself to the ship where they boarded, and then took Hauser and Fireball, and there was one or two other clones that we actually
Tipping Point was the episode.
Yeah, that little ship we've seen before. So it's docked, just like Jamie said, down in the middle of the spire. That
didn't they use one of these ships in the Clone Wars episode where they were looking for R2D2, and Anakin took one out to a very small little ship, similar. I'm sure it's similar looking, to go and find him in the debris. If you remember, I can't remember what the episode, because Obi-Wan wanted to leave him, went, oh look, he's gone, blah blah, and he went, no, he's out there. I'm going to find him, and they
that sounds familiar.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But so CX2 blows the engine on it and it crashes. Now, Wolf, he says to he's like, he's telling him, you're going rogue on this one. You know, I mean, I'm giving you orders not to kill him, basically to stun him, or because I was just reading it that he did give the order to use stun only.
He did.
And he's just going to hell. He needs to take out the Bad Batch and whoever to get Omega. And he's relentless at following. He's like the Terminator at the end of the day, isn't it? So the leech crashes in the forest and the jungle, and of course, the rest of the team all scattered to get to the rendezvous point with Echo, and Wolf's team descend and chase them through the forest. Now, CX2 and Crosshairs seemed. It seemed to me that Crosshairs sort of knew who this one was, because when he was told, when Omega says, no, come with me, he goes, no, I'm going, and he went for it. Do you think he's trying to justify, either he knows, or he's trying to justify his place in the group, or because remember, he's losing his shot, isn't he? Because he was missing a lot. Is he trying to get that, skill back by taking him on? Because he almost was killed. I thought he had him. I really thought CX2 had Crosshair by drowning him, which I thought.
Yeah, we all did. That was scary. That was scary.
Yeah. I thought I just liked that whole scene. And there is just a side note. Do you know on Crosshair's armor, he's got this really long piece. What is that?
I want to say that is being a sharpshooter.
Yeah.
I want to say because he's right-handed.
Yeah.
So I want to say that is a counterbalance. So that way he's balanced to be able. I've wondered it, and I've heard other folks make that same speculation. I haven't looked into it myself to see.
Seems to stick out an awful lot when he's walking around, doesn't it? Yeah. But but that fight between Crosshairs and CX2, deadly. It was pretty much deadly. But CX2 gets caught. He goes over the waterfall, and who saves?
That was thanks to Captain Hauser again for the second time. Saved Crosshair's butt and stunned CX2. And over the fall he went.
He goes, and he grabs him and he saves Crosshairs from going over. And it just so happens that Wrecker has got his gun and his helmet. Here you go, mate. Saved him for you. Yeah, it was pretty good.
You know, what's quite important is if you, you know, a religious person, you could count that is Crosshairs. What's the word I'm looking for?
Baptism by fire.
Baptism is reborn.
Not by fire. Yeah.
Hadn't thought of that.
Yeah, that's a good. That's a good one. That.
And that, you know, he comes out of the water a different person than he went in.
Yeah. Can I also make the link? Do you know what my mind went straight to? The Sherlock Holmes and Moriarty having a fight on the water on the I can't think of the Hokenbridge Falls. I think I'm not sure. And he has a fight, and it seems that they both go over, but in fact, it's just Moriarty that goes over and is killed. But everyone thinks that Sherlock Holmes is killed at the same time. That's what my mind straight to. Even when you were so I thought, straight from Sherlock Holmes novel, that is. That's where my mind. But now you said that, Chris, I'm thinking, yeah, I'll go with yours. Yours sounds better than
that makes sense. This is why I listen to so many different things that I do, because I hear all the different opinions and thoughts, and it helps broaden my imagination through other folks' thoughts. So it's not just me. I want to hear what everybody else is. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, you seem to spot stuff, Chris, that I don't.
And then the episode ends with the confrontation as they're waiting for Echo to rendezvous with them. One of the last shuttles appears, and on that shuttle is Captain Wolf and some other clone troopers. None of them are actually stormtroopers.
No, the one LAAT that got shot down had all the TK troopers on it. So the only other one left was Wolf and like
his team.
Christopher said, his clones.
Yeah. And did you notice was that Scorch with them?
No,
Scorch.
No, that wasn't Scorch.
Was Lieutenant Hilo or Hilo. It's been pronounced both ways.
Right. Because you notice they all did what Wolf said, and even he did, and he like, should we not take these out? And he went, no, they're clone troopers, and we should give them respect. Which I thought was good, because I thought he would say something on the lines of, next time we meet, Rex, it's not going to end well. Do you know what I mean? I thought that's the kind of thing.
Did you both happen to take notice that right then and there where Wolf is standing with his thoughts were the same thoughts that he said, the very same words that Crosshair used to say. He said, I'm a soldier of the Empire. I'm following orders.
I'm following.
And then after what Rex imparted to him to think, Wolf's got some thinking to do. He's got some chatting with his boys to do. Because Rex told him straight up, I'm not fighting you. Fighting the Empire. Come with us. There's the food for thought, Wolf. What are you going to do? He's got to do something, because this is very likely one of the only clone battalions left in the Empire is under Wolf. What's he going to do?
Yeah.
The one question that I didn't have an answer to, and you may do, is if Commander Wolf is based out of Tantus.
Yeah, he was. That's where he was sent from.
Yeah, because Wolf has not been shown at Tantus at any other part.
No, but he's also not seen all of the things that Rex, and then he even backed up with the Omega being there, having seen what she saw, and Rex told him straight up, not just what she saw, she was there. What Crosshair saw, he was there.
Yeah.
Wolf is oblivious to all of this.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. Kansas is very
He's got a lot of thinking
creative.
and hard decisions coming up.
And Rex does say to Wolf, you know, think about it. You're hunting a child, for God's
He's
sake.
got
You know
some.
what I mean?
He's got some. He's got some hard thinking to do and some decisions to make. It's either you're going left or you're going right, buddy. You can't just stand still anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think the very final comment is after the Bad Batch and Rex leaves, Commander Wolf says, like, collect the dead, and one of the clones say, well, aren't they terrorists? And Commander Wolf says something along the lines of, like, maybe, but they are brothers.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's what Halo says to him, isn't it? Yeah, you're right there. And also at that point, you see when the ship lifts off, Echo ship lifts off and goes, you see CX2 climb out the water alive, but exhausted. Now, the episode does finish off where you see the Bad Batch in board the ship at warp, and Rex says to
sorry, what did you say?
Eh?
You said at warp.
Sorry, light speed. At light speed. Good catch there, Chris. Yeah, yeah. So Hunter says to Rex, he says, "I'm sorry that you've lost so many good men." And he goes, and Rex says, after the war, I didn't think I was going to lose any more men. You know what I mean? Which I feel sorry for Rex because he just wants to save them all, but it's like trying to hold sand and run in one hand. You know what I mean? It's going to trickle through your fingers, unfortunately. And at the end of the day, we're sort of leading up, aren't we, to the day where there's no more clone troopers. You know what I mean? We all sort of know it, where it's going to lead to, but at least we know certain clone troopers do survive because they're in Rebels. So we do know there is some, and also you also saw one of them in Obi-Wan, didn't you? There was sort of begging for some credits. Yeah. So there's a couple around, I suspect, and of course you do have some that have had the chip removed and are sort of married with kids. If you remember, there was an episode there because they needed a falsified chain code, didn't they? So they can live.
Cut the plane.
Yes. Yeah. So you have got some that are trying to live a normal life, but they've got the most recognizable face in the galaxy. If I remember rightly, that's what they said, isn't it? So yeah. So just to finishing up what it says here, it says Rex thinks that Omega is vital to the Empire's work on Tantus, and that Hunter needs to find out why Omega is so important to the Empire. Hunter reflects on Rex's words, why Omega sleeps with Butcher. Just a quick one as well, which we missed, because Rex asks Omega back in the episode, what did they want you for? And she said the M count. And Rex goes, the M count. And I was thinking, oh, they're going to say it. And he goes, well, and he says that he's only heard it once before, but he didn't go into it any further. But we all know what it means. We all know.
Yeah, there's no reason why Rex would know or understand what that is. Having been around Jedi, but to details that small and detailed, it would absolutely make sense why it would not make any sense to Rex. It shouldn't.
Yeah. Right then. So that brings us to the episode, the end of these two episodes. Guys, final thoughts on the episodes.
I'm just looking forward to what I know where we are now for Yins 2 to get caught up. We're not done with CX2 just yet. You're not going to like him. I don't like him. I want him gone.
Yeah.
And we're still sitting with, right now in real time, 3 episodes left to go.
Yeah.
But for the RFE boys, they've got 5 yet to go. So I am very much looking. I am looking forward to more reviews for what's coming for Yins 2 with these stories. It's so good. This animation to me, every time I sit and watch it, it might as well be live action.
Yes.
It's beautiful. It is so good.
It is. I think that's one of the reasons why they're carrying on the same animation techniques with Tales from the Empire. It's Clone Wars, isn't it? And we all know that, you know, back in the day when Disney decided to just get rid of it because it was a George Lucas thing. They didn't want anything to do with George Lucas, so they cancelled it. And now it's bringing in the Wonga because they know this is what brings fans back. You know, from all the mistakes that Disney are making, they know that loyal fans love the Clone Wars. It's just the animation style is enough to bring you back because it hits all those nostalgia tunes, especially for me. I love the animation, and I don't know why, but the storytelling. I don't know who's in charge with this storytelling on these ones because they are really good stories. I think. Yeah,
For the most part, who's in charge of it is the supervising director, Brad Rao, and the lead writer, who also, she's not the only one in, is Jennifer Corbett. And when they started this season together, they would go back and forth with little bits of input with Dave Filoni. But for the most part, this is Jen and Brad all the way.
Yeah.
It's their story to tell. And oh my, is it a story?
So what we'll do is in about a week's time, Christopher and me will be back on for 2 more episodes because we've got to work our way through these so we'll be with Bad Territory and The Harbinger.
And I will be in chat for sure to lend whatever kind of details and help that I can do. That's why
might have you back on. I might send you a sneaky link and have you back in.
Yep, I come to help and hang out and have a lot of fun with my friends.
And you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
That's cool. So right,
go
on then, Chris. Oh yeah.
I was going to say, and by then there'll be more news, more things to cover, more episodes of Star Wars.
Right, cool. So I will just do my bit because that brings us to the end of the episode. Right. So thank you for joining us on Radio Free Endor. We hope you've enjoyed immersing yourself in the galaxy far, far away with us. Stay connected with us on social media and be part of our vibrant community. Search for @Radio Free Endor and if you're into Ghostbusters, well, @GhostHeads UK on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram and YouTube. Hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay up to date with all our latest episodes, discussions, and exciting news. Also, if you know anybody that repairs laptops, give Chris a shout. If you want to dive deeper into the Star Wars with us, send your thoughts, comments, and questions to radiofreeendor@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow me, Jamie_R_Burns on Twitter, and Chris.
And Chris.
And Royal Farm Boy.
A Royal Farm Boy in the Twitterverse. Why I'm still there? Star Wars.
We'd love to hear from you and have a galactic chat. For all you super fans out there, head over to TeePublic and get your hands on official Radio Free Endor merchandise, whether it's a t-shirt or I always put masks there. I don't know why. Stickers, key rings, mugs, and mouse mats. We've got you covered. Show off your love for the show. I'm wearing one right here. Look at that. See that? Just right mine. Look ultra cool. And show off into it. Remember, iTunes is the place to go to download our show. So make sure you leave us a fantastic 5-star review. Your support means the galaxy to us and helps us to reach more listeners who are hungry for more Star Wars content. Once again, thank you for tuning in to Radio Free Endor. May the Force be with you. And we look forward to bringing you more thrilling adventures in a galaxy far, far away. And I just want to say a big thank you to our guest, Royal Farm Boy, for stepping in at the last moment. Thank you.
Always
your input is always helps me out big time, especially
with these names. Like I said, next week I will be in the chat. If you feel you would like more help than that, send me the link and I would be happy to help.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you. And thank you very much, Chris. Sorry about your laptop, Chris. hopefully it's fixable.
No, it's my fault. I was trying to rush to get ready, and I put a wet drink right next to my laptop, and things didn't go well. It was working. It's just I think the keyboard's a little bit damp, so I'm gonna go put it in a hot room, leave it overnight, and hopefully it will sort itself out.
Do you know, I just caught you doing it. You know, when you did it, I just saw you do that. You saw your hand reached out and it went off. It came on and went. I was like, oh. Yeah.
No, it's fine.
Things happen.
Yeah.
It's my fault for being a clumsy person, you know. But my own thing, you know, I'm very lucky to use laptops for work. But you know, I always think of laptops a bit like a work tool. You know, for you to do it, for a delivery driver to do their job, they need a van, and if someone hits that van, you know, it is how it is. You know, you need a new van, or it gets worn down, and
it is.
I have made a mistake and ruined it myself, written off, but I'm sure it can be repaired.
Cool. So yeah, thank you to everyone who's tuned in. Thanks to RFB, Christopher, and myself. Have a very, very good night, and we'll see you again next week on Radio Free Endor. So
thank you very much. See you later, everyone. Bye bye.
Thank you. See you in a bit. Bye bye. Click this one, I think. There we go.
There you go.
And then I'll end this.